grieve with the family. I hope you die in prison as well.
He entered the courtroom with a twisted sense of defiance, a smirk playing on his lips like he didn't have a care in the world, but that expression wouldn't last. This is the chilling story of Damian Lang, a 29-year-old man whose split-second decision took the life of a young father, and whose lack of remorse enraged not only a grieving family, but also the entire courtroom. It was a cold November day in 2022, when 21-year-old Bryce Salter was standing outside a shopping center near the campus of Western Michigan University. He had just stepped away from the chaos of life to take a phone call. As he leaned casually against a nearby car, there was no way he could have known it would be the last conversation of his life. Unbeknownst to Bryce, the vehicle belonged to Damian Lang, a man already simmering with paranoia and anger. Lang saw Bryce leaning on the car and immediately jumped to conclusions. In a flash of misguided rage, he assumed Bryce was trying to steal his vehicle. Instead of asking questions or simply waiting to see what was going on, Lang confronted him. A verbal altercation quickly escalated into a physical one. But Damian, realizing he couldn't overpower Bryce in a fight, reached for a weapon. With chilling resolve, he pulled out a gun and fired, killing Bryce on the spot. The aftermath was equally disturbing. Rather than show remorse, Lang tried to cover his tracks. He disassembled the weapon and disposed of the parts, hoping to erase the evidence and evade responsibility. But investigators acted quickly. Surveillance footage from nearby stores and cameras helped identify Lang, especially due to distinctive tattoos that matched his description. It wasn't long before police had him in custody and charged him with murder. But it wasn't just the crime that shocked people. It was what happened in the courtroom that truly revealed Lang's character. During the trial, Lang's demeanor was cold, smug, and detached. While Bryce's family poured their hearts out in gut-wrenching testimony, Lang sat motionless, with an arrogant smirk plastered on his face. He seemed completely unfazed by the suffering he had caused. One of the most heart-shattering moments came when Bryce's mother stood to deliver her victim impact statement. With tears in her eyes and her voice trembling with grief, she described the pain of losing her son, a young man who had just stepped into fatherhood. Bryce's daughter would now grow up without her father. She would never hear his voice again, never feel the safety of his arms. All those milestones, first birthdays, school dances, walking her down the aisle, were stolen in an instant. "You mercilessly gunned him down," she said. He had no chance to be the father he could have been, the father he should have been. But Damian didn't flinch. Not once did he turn to look at her. He didn't shed a tear. He didn't even blink. It was as if he didn't believe consequences would ever catch up to him. But then, everything changed. When the time came for sentencing, the courtroom fell into a tense silence. The judge looked directly at Lang. For a moment, the smirk on Lang's face wavered, just slightly. Then came the words that finally wiped it off completely.
"It is the sentence of this court that you serve a minimum 70 years to a maximum of 100.
Bryce's family erupted in applause. Some wept, others shouted justice through their tears. For a moment, the courtroom echoed not with sorrow, but with relief. After all the agony, they finally felt heard. But Damian Lang? The man who smirked his way through testimony, who laughed in the face of a grieving mother. He was no longer smiling. Reality had slammed into him like a freight train. At just 29 years old, he was now facing the prospect of dying behind bars. He won't be eligible for parole until he's 99. His entire life, gone. No second chance, no redemption arc. And that, many argue, is justice served. But others have raised questions. Was 70 years enough? Could the sentence have gone even further? The debate continues, with some believing no punishment could ever match the pain of losing a loved one, especially in such a senseless way. But for Bryce's family, the sentence marked a turning point. It didn't bring Bryce back, but it brought a measure of peace. The haunting part of this case isn't just the crime, it's the arrogance, the complete lack of remorse, the idea that someone could take a life and mock the grieving in public. It's a reminder that evil doesn't always hide in shadows. Sometimes it walks boldly into a courtroom and smiles, and when justice finally arrives, it hits hard. So what do you think? Was 70 years enough? Should the sentence have been harsher? Or was justice done the moment that smirk finally disappeared? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more true crime stories that expose not only what happened, but the chilling psychology behind those who believe they can get away with it.